G'day, and congratulations on making it through another week, all the way to Friday. Sin is one fault or mistake, but we often make a critical error following our sin. To sin is to make yourself God of your life instead of the God who created you. And by sinning, we shut ourselves off, both from the plan and from the person for which we were made. But following sin, it's quite easy to think that God has left us, when this could not be further from the truth. When Jesus died, all his disciples scattered. Years of public ministry, miracles, and teaching were thrown out in the course of a single weekend. Then in the Gospel of today, Jesus asks Peter, "Do you love me?" This is a kind of crazy question, because if someone had abandoned or turned against me the same way that Peter had to Jesus, and then came up to me and said that in fact they loved me, I would say, even if you know all the right things to say, do you honestly expect me to believe it could ever be the same? So, why would Jesus ask Peter if he loved him when Peter had just run away with the rest of the disciples and denied Jesus? In this example, Jesus shows that the problem in the relationship following sin is not that Christ has left us, but that we've forgotten to turn to him. This is how Jesus could ask Peter repeatedly to affirm his love when Peter had just obviously demonstrated failure to live it out. This was then followed by a command of Christ to put this love into action through true love of others when Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." So let us take heart in these days following the ascension. Our lives should not go back to what they were before the resurrection. Just as after sin, we do not return to a state of unconversion. On the contrary, we need to ask ourselves, not how can we accept ourselves, but can we love the Christ who is always open to us and is always loving us? Just because we sin does not mean that we were not saved by Christ, or that Christ does not continue to offer us salvation. Sin is simply us turning away from this and denying it. This is in the same way as Jesus ascending into heaven does not mean that he is not present with us.